Welcome to What's the Tea with Divine Due Diligence. Thanking God for lessons learned through time and experience. Hello, everybody. This is Divine Due Diligence, coming on here to do my due diligence and give you the understanding and the downloads on what God has given me throughout this process of being awakened, the spiritual journey. There are different things that we come to realize in our lives, and I just believe that it's very transforming, and it allows you to have a peace of mind, body, soul, and spirit. I promise you, you're looking at a woman that been through some traumatic experiences throughout her whole life. And I'm telling you, I'm at a place in my life that I am truly at peace no matter what. And I really didn't recognize when the Bible said that you must be content with any circumstances that you go through. I recognize that it is a possibility. It is hope in being content if you really, really want peace in your life. And so I come on here doing my due diligence of time, experience, and acknowledging what God has brought me from throughout my whole life experiences. I know that I am not just the only one that has been through a lot and developed over time, but I'm here to give you the insights that awakening is the best thing that you could ever do in this life. And so the series that we are on is about trauma, how we go about healing trauma that has happened in our life. Because we know that trauma are certain patterns that we are consistently keep having in loops and loops over and over and over and never healing. But what we do is go out and pick people, places, and things that resonate with the trauma that goes on within us that we are okay with. And we never get healed or delivered from these things. So this is one thing that I do talk about, and this is that series. If you are not here for the first points of the series, there is a YouTube channel that you can go to get everything, and I mean everything that you have missed thus far. And that is Divine Due Diligence 228 on YouTube. Okay, so let's start. Today, I'm going to explain. Hello, everybody. Hello, Nevaeh. Hello, Central Chris. Hello. So, today, I'm going to explain how to tell the difference between healthy detachments and emotional suppression. That is a big thing that a lot of us go through, having a hard time of detaching and then having emotions that we never talk about, we never release, we never heal, and we never get delivered from until we allow God to take control of what has went on in our life. So anxiety attachments, activation system dominant, core system patterns, right? Connection feels unstable, so I must keep it close. Why do we have to keep a connection that is already unstable? It does not mean that we have to be close to that connection because there is no stability. We want stability in the relationships that we have with everybody that we have come in contact with. Okay? Eternal wiring that keeps us in this mindset. Hyper alert. Too distant or emotional change. Strong fears of abandonment, love, reassurance, plus assessing, plus consistency. What it feels like on the inside. Why are they acting different? Did I do something wrong, or did I do something wrong? I need clarity right now. These are the things that we consistently ask ourselves because we want what we want, when we want it, and how we want it. Sometimes it just don't go that way. Relationship behavior, over texting or checking in, over explaining feelings, seeking reassurance, frequently difficult, letting silence exist. That's a big thing. Silence is everything. I promise you. People don't gotta know everything about you and everything about what you're going through or what is going on with you. When there is silence, God can work. When you keep on allowing consistency of talking about what is going on with you, God really can't work because you're allowing everybody to put their hand in what God is trying to do in your life. These are lessons that we have to go through. So these lessons don't involve everybody but you because you are the one that has to go through the lesson. It's just like you taking an exam in school. You have everybody taking this exam. Everybody is not going to get the same grade. And everybody don't intake that same knowledge and understand in the same way. How you learn the lesson may not be how I learned the lesson, but it might just be the same way. So you got to understand when God is really trying to do something better in your life, it requires silence. Silent movements is everything. Silent movements is everything. And that's with good, bad, or indifference. When you allow silence to take place and take hold, it moves quicker. It moves faster. But when you allow people to come in the inner part of where God is trying to heal, deliver, or set you free on a thing, or even just giving you happiness or peace, you got to allow him to do it the way he's trying to do it and not having everybody to stick their hands in on how you must be healed or how you must be saved from that or how you must be delivered from that. Okay? Nervous system state. High baseline anxiety. A lot of people, I know I am a person that I suffer with anxiety because of so much traumatic experiences. So when you go through a lot, you gain anxiety. It don't mean that you have to claim it. But it is what it is. You don't negate what's going on. You have to come full force and face what's going on. And then God can say, okay, you understand what's going on. Now I can heal you because you are aware. You are aware of what's going on. Frequent amygdala activation. Dopamine spikes from reassuring. Dopamine crashes from distance. Avoidance attachment. Detachment systems, core nervous system patterns. Closeness feels unsafe, so I must create distance. Inner wiring, difficult or discomfort with emotional dependency. You uncomfortable because you've been dependent on somebody all your life. You've been dependent on somebody to be there that you can love or that you can hold, that you can touch. That is a problem with a lot of us with tangible love. Tangible love. We got to understand that sometimes tangible love is not everything. The love that we really want has to come within first. And that's the love that we give ourselves. When we love ourselves the correct way in the proper manner, we have a guard of and safeguard of how people is going to treat us according to how we treat ourselves. So we treat ourselves at a piss poor manner, we're going to receive any and everybody to treat us in a piss poor manner. If you have a high regards of your mindset that I am worth it, I mean a lot to myself, then you're going to gain people that treat you the same exact way. There is no way, no shape, fashion, or form that you should be littering yourself to allow any and everybody to come in your space and that you allow them to dictate how they treat you and how they make you feel. That's a no-go for me. Period. You heard me. At the end of the day, we must allow ourselves to be worth everything that is positive, not negative, in our life. And we have to develop that within ourselves first. It comes from within. When we have a within positive growth, then you will see it on the out external places, people, places, and things that your external will be the same thing that lives and dwell within you. And you will know that your perspective of yourself has changed because you'll see things dropping off. You may not like it and you may not want it, but if they are not resonating with you, people, places, and things, you will see this stuff disappear because they have to elevate on your level, the level of how you treat yourself in the inside. Do you hear me? And I don't care if it's children. I don't care if it's parents. I don't care if it's siblings. You will see these people, places, and things disappear because they are not resonating with you. And it's okay. You can still love them, but what? From a distance. Because at the end of the day, you are worth it. You are worth the peace. You are worth tranquility. You are worth it. Do you hear me? You don't have to accept any and everything that people want to dish out to you. You don't have to take that mess. Stand up for what you know and who you are. There have been many a days that I would tell people, I know my worth. I know my worth. But I never gave an opportunity or a standard of saying, okay, you know your worth, but you allowing them to do any and everything to you. When is you going to have that standard for them to say, oh, they know your worth too? But until then, you'll keep getting the same thing over and over again until you break that cycle. You release what has been going on in your life all the time. You got to be the one to release that. But until then, you'll keep seeing and having the same thing around you all the time. And you got to be okay with what drops off. Because at the end of the day, when it doesn't mean you any good, thank you, I am. When I am that I am, thank you. But when it really doesn't mean you any good, why would you want it to stay around you in the first place? You got to think highly of yourself. You got to have a mindset that I need and I want to develop in every area, in every aspect of your life. You have to take ownership, dictatorship of how you feel. But remember, it first starts on the inside of you. Nothing can change on the external until you change. And that deals with trauma. Your traumas that you had in your life are most of all that what got you into the place that you are in, taking all the negativity that's around you or you dealing with. And I had to learn that within myself, that trauma got me to this place, and trauma is what I'm going to heal, and trauma is what's going to get delivered and set free from me. Do you hear me? And at the end of the day, if these people that I dealt with all my life don't want to heal and don't want to be delivered or don't want to be set free, there is no reason why I should be around them. Because I want better. I can't force nobody to want better. I can't force nobody to do better. They have to want that for themselves. So at the end of the day, you only can be concerned for you. You can't force these things on somebody, but you can be that an example. And you looking at one. The example is who I am. The example, I say that God has healed. God has delivered and God has set free. But you got to be that an example. You got to first want it for yourself. The avoidant attachments, it's a deactivation system. The core nervous system pattern. Closeness feels unsafe, so I must create distance. Internal wiring. This is an internal wiring. Discomfort with emotional dependency, suppressing of vulnerability. And I know a lot of men, females don't have a lot of that problem unless it was a pure endangerment of trauma. But suppressing vulnerability, men have a lot of issues showing vulnerability to people, just people in general. And then when it comes down to being in a relationship, that's a problem too. You got to learn how to release. And this is with everybody. I don't care who you are. Crying is a sign of release. I don't care how long you got to cry. I don't care when you cry. Don't feel like it's detrimental. Allow yourself to release. When you release, you're releasing whatever is going on in that situation that's at hand. You will find that you find yourself much better when you cry it out. You're letting go something that has been hovering you, bothering you for such a long time. But if you keep on suppressing that thing, this thing, that thing, this thing, and you never release it, it's a buildup. And then you'll find yourself uncontrollably not able to handle the big thing, that major blowout that make you come full face or full fledged of what has been going on with you your whole life. Your whole life. Then you find yourself going back to, how did I get here? Where did this come from? I don't understand. This is how we get to this. I don't understand, because we have not sat down and recognized the pros and cons of what has been destroying our mind body, soul, and spirit, all the way up to the point that you have learned that, oh my gosh, this is what is bothering me. Oh my God, this trauma has got me to this place. Oh my gosh, the OMG. We never want to get to a place where we cannot be healed, that our minds are going insane, that this is where the mental health problems come from. This is where medication got to be put on come from. Because it's telling you, okay, now you got to have your mind to a reset. I got to calm you down so you can recognize, hey, this is a problem. This is an issue. It's detrimental now when you get on medication. We got to learn how to heal the traumas of our life. And how do we learn? We sit down and do pros and cons, and we sit down and find out the root of a thing. The root of a thing. When we find the root of a thing, we find out, okay, this is where it started, and this where I need to handle it. I had to go back to people when I first came online of understanding this trauma is a mess. I had to go back to where it first started, people. If the people were still here, look, why did you do this to me? What did I do to you to make you want to do this to me? And then some people just would not take responsibility. That you cannot control. Some people just didn't want to have the conversations. That you cannot control either. At the end of the day, you saw fit to say, hey, I need to talk. I want to know. And if they don't give that understanding to you, this when you say you get on your knees and you talk to God about it. And this is where the crying and the release come from, because at that point, you allowing God to come in and heal you. You allowing God to come in and deliver you. And I promise you, it shows. You ain't got to fake the funk. You ain't got to dress it up with makeup. You ain't got to feel like you got to wear the finest things to show that ain't nothing going on with me. I'm doing this thing. I'm rocking, I'm rolling. But in the inside, you dying. The pureness of your mind, body, soul takes form. You don't have to say a thing. You don't have to do a thing. Because whatever is on the inside is going to show regardless. It's going to come out regardless. So love, autonomy, plus control, plus space. This is the inner wiring. What it feels like on the inside. I need space. This is getting too intense. I'll deal with it later. The relationship behavior. Withdrawing when emotions rise. Minimizing needs. Shutting down during conflict. Disappearing emotional or physically. You know how these people just storm out, don't want to have a conversation. It's okay to walk, calm your nerves, but there comes a time that you need to come back and have a resolution. You just can't take your walk and say, it's okay, I'm coming back, and then we're going to start this thing up again and just never mind what just happened. A lot of people do that, and that's just, you're not going nowhere with that. You have to learn to deal with the situation at hand. It's okay you go for your walks. It's okay to cool down. But always, always come back for a resolution. The resolution is what you want so you can have a peace of mind. Do you hear me? A peace of mind. This is what it's all about. Having peace in your life. Having tranquility in your life. And the only way you're going to get it is resolving things. Having resolution on things. If you don't get that resolution with that person, place, or thing, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, God gives out the final resolutions. Do you hear me? He gives out the final resolutions. And we have to be okay with whatever resolution he gives us. I know this place that I'm in now, it feels so lonely. But then again, it's peace. It's peace, and I recognize and I understand. God had me today to go on YouTube and look up Elijah's story. And I say I already knew that I was attached to him as a prophet. But the story is just exactly like what I am dealing with, I'm going through. And there came a point that I'm like, look, Lord, all right, this enough for me. I'm ready to go. But just when I said I'm ready to go, it's like there's an uplifting. Somebody comes on my path and say, look, I got you. We can still, we can still journey in this. It's still journey in this. Because it's like,
Why in the world? Why in the world does this separation need to be? And literally it does. Because some people don't understand that peace is everything. I don't want to fuss. I don't want to fight. I don't want to rumble. I don't want the negativity. At the end of the day, we have to have a mindset that peace, unconditional love is what it's all about. And if you can't give that to me, I don't want to be around you and I don't need you. This is where we need to have that mindset. Being around negativity brings our vibration down. It brings our thought system down. It just brings us down to gloom and doom. We always want to be at a point that we are basically up, feeling happy, vibrant, that nothing is wearing and tearing us down. You hear people say that black don't crack. If you looking at a person and you find that their black is not cracking, that's a reason. There's a reason. I look around. I remember how I used to look, and I had pictures. I make sure I take pictures of myself because there were stages that I didn't even look like myself because I was consuming so much negativity. I was consuming everybody else's negativity. This breaks you down, just not only on the inside, it shows on the outside of you. But also peace does too. When peace shows up on the outside of you, you understand that this is a place of healing. It's a place of healing, mind, body, and soul. And it's not, you don't have to disappear. Honestly, but I knew this was the journey that I am on, and it's okay. It calls for a disappearing act. It's all right. But at the end of the day, you got to know who you're meant for. You got to know who is supposed to be in your circle. Who is your responsibility? My responsibility is great. My purpose is great. So there is no way that I can be around people that I will consume their negativity. My responsibility is to make sure that people are walking into the purpose that they are destined to be in. At the end of the day, we all have a mission that we must do. And if you keep being stagnated because you're not healed and because you're not delivered and you're not trying to be set free, it's a problem. And then it becomes a point where you're no use anymore. So I say this all the time, stop looking at people's ages because God say he's the bearer of the fruit. If you don't bear fruit, what is the use of you? What is the use if you're not bearing fruit? He killed the fig tree because it wasn't bearing fruit. So who are you not to be shut off? And that can be either way. It can be spiritually and it can be physically. You got to have a mindset that I want to walk in God's solid foundation and everything that he is about. But in order to do that, we must heal ourselves first and foremost. We can't get out here and try to heal and set other people free and we're not healed on the inside. This is a problem with a lot of the pastors, a lot of the preachers, because they out here laying hands on a lot of people and they not even healed on the inside themselves. But because they portray that as an act, it's okay. But you can't be the judge of that. You have to have a discernment in your spirit to know what is going on around you at all times. This is why it's not good to pick up and say, oh, I want to join a church. Was you a discerner of that pastor's spirit? Was you a discerner of what's going on in the church? Were you a discerner of the people that is around you in that church? But then you wonder why you get church hurt on top of your trauma that you already came into church hurt with. Let's make that what makes sense. When you heal your trauma, you're able to discern, because when you discern, that trauma is already healed. You know what you're walking in on because you already seen it. You already dealt with it. You already handle it. You don't have to go back and handle something else that you already handled. That calls for you to walk away and say, God, lead me. guide me to somebody's church or somebody's leadership that's going to be designed just for my soul. But you got to trust when God leads you and guides you that is going to be the proper place that you set foundation. This is where we talk about relationships. Like I said, relationships is relationship. People, places, and things. We are wired in such a way that we are discerning of all of it. This is why it's said that way. So we need to stop the minimizing of what's going on around us, but make sure that we start with the inside of us, right? The nervous system stated this: emotional dampening under stress. We cause our own stress, to be honest. We really do. Because we're not discerning. We're not discerning of what's going on around us, and most definitely what's going on the inside of us. When we discern what's going on the inside of us, it allows us to be discerning on the outside of us. Reducing outward expression by external activation still present. Stress stores emotional or eternal rather than expressing. Disorganization, attachment, conflict system activates core nervous system patterns. I need closeness, but closeness feels unsafe. This is the push-pull system. Eternal wiring. Stimulation, activation of anxiety, avoiding systems, fear of abandonment, and fear of closeness. What it feels like inside. I want them, but I don't trust them. Come close, no, back away. Emotional confusion during intimacy, relationship behavior, intensity, connections, followed by withdrawing. I'm sorry. Relationship behaviors. Intense connections followed by withdrawing, hot and cold communication, emotional vulnerability, cycles of breaking up and reconnecting. This distinction is crucial because they are feelings similar on the surface but comes from completely different internal systems. Both may look alike. Not reacting immediately, not chasing, not over-explaining, creating space. But the nervous system states underneath is totally different. Core difference in one sentence. Healthy detachments, you feel emotions or emotions fully, but don't let them control your behavior. I'm going to say that again. Healthy detachments, you feel emotions fully, but don't let them control your behavior. Emotional suppression, you block, numb, or disconnect from emotions so you don't have to feel them. I was one, I did it a lot, put a smile on my face, kept it moving, but was hurting so bad on the inside. I mean, terrible. And it mostly came from people that was so close to me because it was okay. It was okay because that was all I knew about. But when you know better, you do better. I promise you. One is regulations or a regulatory presence. The other is emotional shutdown. The nervous system signature. This is the clearness marker. Healthy detachments. It's a regulation system. We regulate this in our system. This is how it becomes in our memory bank. And it becomes okay. That's how we make it okay. Because it's the norm for us. But when we detach from it and we release it and we the outsiders looking in, it becomes something weird. It becomes something that wild. And it becomes something of OMG. Healthy detachments. Emotions are present but tolerable. Body feels grounded even if uncomfortable. Breathing remains relatively steady. Thoughts are clear enough to choose responsibly or the response. Emotional waves rise and fall naturally. It's okay. You're able to say, it's okay. And this way the church people say, it's well within my soul. For real. Like, it literally is. Eternal experiences. I feel this, but I don't need to act on it. The nervous system state. It's a balance. symptomatic or parasymptomatic activity. A prefrontal lobe cortex online decision-making interactions. The amygdala activates, but not dominantly or dominating the behavior. The emotional suppression of shutting down the systems. Emotional feelings, the cutoff, the numbness, or the distance, or is distinct. Body feels tight, heavy, and disconnected. Breathing becomes shallow or restricted. Clearly or clarifying, feeling foggy or absence. Delay emotional overwhelming, overbuilds later. Eternal experience. I should have felt this, or I should feel this. I don't feel anything. I'm fine, but not really. You know them signs that you like, yeah, it's okay. I don't feel it. It's all right. I'm just numb. I don't feel it. Well, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. But why should we have to do that? You take your breathers, the inhale, the exhale. Look, we need to talk. What you just did was uncalled for, and I don't feel that this is right. Can you explain yourself or tell me why did you do that, or whatever the case may be? But we need to make sure that we go back and allow ourselves to be expressed. Allow ourselves to understand that, look, we don't have to take whatever we don't want to take. If we consistently keep on taking these things that we don't want to take, they become build up, and you like, here we go again. But here you go. I'm okay knowing you is not okay at all. The nervous system states the vagal shuts down, the dorsal vagal shuts down. It's a freeze response. It's just like, okay, whatever. Or a chronic symptomatic suppression. That means you already know, you already been through this stuff before, and look, it's all right, bye, and you going about your business, and you just suppress it, and you never let it go. Reduces emotional excess. So, okay, you go through it, but you only allow people so far in your emotional accessible space. Store activation, not process. So you stored it, but you didn't process it. This is where the crying come in. This is where the release come in. So if you're not processing it, that means you're not allowing things to be released. Emotional processing difference is what you actually do with your feelings. Healthy detachments. You acknowledge emotions. You let them move through your body. Yes, emotions can move through your body. You don't immediately act on them. You reflect after regulation or regulating them. An example of this: I feel hurt. I'm going to sit with this before responding. I do that now. It feels so good. I'm trying to tell you. Suppression. You push emotions away immediately. You override or ignore body signals. You're distant or distinct. Rationale, or you're disconnected. You avoid emotional processing eternally. An example of this: it doesn't bother me while body is still activating. It's like, oh, I'm on a row. I'm angry, but it ain't bother me. Yeah, you know how we do. Behavior patterns difference. What happens later? Healthy detachments. No emotional explosions later. Good. Give yourself a hand clap for that. Decisions stay consistent over time. Great. Give yourself a pat on the back for that. Yes. Boundaries remain stable. Hallelujah. Pat yourself on the other side of your back. And then you have relationships free, clear, no cooler. Yes. This is where you pump your brakes like, yeah. Choo choo. Key outcome: emotional stability increase over time. Suppressions delay emotions flooding, often hours or days later. We don't want to keep our mind consistently on something that we don't want to. Do not delay. Do not delay. Because suppressing it and delaying it, you're over flooding, and then you're going to explode on somebody that don't even deserve that. Sudden overwhelming or shutting down episodes. Passive aggression or emotional withdrawal later. All faulty. All faulty. It's a no-go. Confusion about what you actually feel. Am I hurt? Am I mad? Am I upset? No, you don't gotta go to sit down, do your breathers, feel how you feel, and acknowledge your feelings and be able to talk about them. The key outcome: emotion returns indirectly or unpredictably. Relationship pattern differences, healthy detachments. You stay emotional available but not reactive. Communication is calm and not direct. Space does not create panic or avoidance. Connection feels steady, not intense or absence. Suppression. These are no-goes. Emotional distance increase over time. Emotional or intimacy feels uncomfortable or overwhelming. You avoid deeper conversations. Relationships feel flat or disconnected. This was a biggie for me. They feel flat and disconnected. And then they would never go deeper than what they already was. This is like the same thing. It's like on a flat line. Identity difference. This is stable but important. Healthy detachments. I can feel deeply and still choose how I respond. Emotions are allowed. Yes, they are. Self is not threatened by emotions. Great. It feels great. I'm telling you. Identity means stable under emotional pressure. Suppression. When you do this, I should not feel this. I need to get rid of this feeling. Emotions are judged as unsafe or wrong. Parts of self gets rejected or shut down. Eternal conflict builds over time. Body curse. Often the most honest detector. It's an indicator that healthy detachments. Relaxed jaw, chest, even under stress. Steady breathing. That's why I talk about breathing a lot, because when you breathe, you inhale, you exhale, that is a quick relaxing of your body, and then it flows to your mind, and then it gets deep down in your soul, and your spirit has already been on board the whole time. So when you get to this place, you're able to be relaxed and comfortable with a conversation to heal what just went on. Okay? So the cues, your body cues. You relax your jaw and your chest. You're steady breathing at the initial activation. Emotional moves in waves. Your rise, your peaks, and your falls. Your energy returns after processing. When you processing, you're able to talk. After you process, you're able to talk. Suppression. And when you do this, you feel tightening of the chest, your throat, or your stomach. This is where the headaches and stuff come in. Shallow or held breathing. That's. And then you have emotional stuckness or numbness, and then fatigue without resolution. You're never going to get anything solved. The timeline test, very reliable. There is a test. With everything in life, there is a test. After emotional activation, what happens later? There is a test. There is a test. Healthy detachments. I feel it, processed it, and it passed. Or did it? Resolution is gratitude, and it's clean. It is. The suppression, it disappeared, then it came back stronger. Who was that? Emotional recycling or intensifying unexpectedly. That means you said I got over it, but you really didn't. Are you okay with my comments? Do you have any concerns? Yeah, I don't have no concerns. But then you really do, like, hold up, wait a minute, about 3 days later. Please. Ain't no takebacks, don't come back. I asked you, did you have any other questions or concerns? So, why they get confused, important insight. They look similar at first because both are involved. Not reacting impulsively, emotional restraints, creating space. Look, creating space is good. I'm going to say it again. Creating space is good. Why do you say that, Divine? Why do you say it is good? because it helps you to see you and only you. If you're in a space and a surrounding by people on an everyday basis and you're going through stuff day after day after day, there is no way that you can look at you. If you're not in your own space and you're not able to examine you and you alone. So being by yourself at times is wonderful because you're able to consume you and all of you. Why do you say this, Divine? Whatever it is, good, bad, or indifferent, you're able to understand yourself. A lot of people don't understand themselves. They don't know who they are. And they can't really articulate the real authenticness of themselves. They don't know who they really are. They just portraying the marker of who they are. The thing that somebody said, oh, you look nice. Oh, you're cute. Oh, you're very intelligent. But do you know if you were intelligent or not? Did you really get to a place of maximizing yourself, of understanding that I can read about 3 or 4 sentences of this whole paragraph and I have gotten the whole thing? But no, because another person has seen you in action, they figure that you are intelligent. You might just be intelligent for that moment. It might not be always, but just because that person seen you, and this just is a liable and a literal example. Because somebody said you are, you are. And that's how a lot of people have lived their life. Because somebody said you are, you are. This is why real true pastors say, do you know who you are? Are you really up for this challenge? Are you really up for this call? But a lot of people so giddy, hitty with titles is, yeah. I never heard a person say no. Is that me? No, I don't think I'm ready. No, I don't think I'm ready. If you say no, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just means I am ready to examine. If somebody comes to you, I am ready to examine myself first. I had to examine myself first before I can say that I can do anything with anybody else. It doesn't make you bad. And it doesn't make you not who you are. It's just making you giving you an intelligent example of, you know what? I need to know me. I need to find out what makes me tick. What I see about myself. Do I see what everybody else see about myself? This is where people can say, yeah, I know you see that about me, but that's not what God said that was for me. And a lot of people, you know, they take on everything that people pray on them and all that. But you don't understand. When you take on everything that everybody pray on you, that is something that's literally you saying that you're fulfilling out. Whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. And you're not knowing yourself. You really not getting the authentic version of, is that you? Are you understanding what these people praying on you about? Is that really who you are, who God said you are? Did you really examine your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit to know that what they saying is true? This is where the personal relationship with God comes in at. And when we do that, we really can have a high definition of everything that comes in and out our life. People, places, and things. But until we have an authentic relationship with us and God, we're going to keep on accepting. And I say we because I've been in that arena. You will accept what somebody say about you. And then you will appreciate it because you're like, shoot, they recognize it. Well, shucks, okay. And it's all good. But no, it's not. I don't even care if they say something good about you. Do you recognize that in yourself? You want to know yourself so well that nobody can come and tell you nothing that you don't already know. Remember, when somebody pray for you and when somebody prophesy to you, that should be only confirmations. Confirmations. This means that you have a walk with God, that it's personal, that God has already told you what you need to do and how you need to go about doing it. You won't find yourself in a tug of war or a push-pull because guess what? Your spirit, your soul is already on to agree because you already know. If you're going up to the altar to get prayed for, you're getting a confirmation. This is why you go to the altar. This is why you go to the altar. to get confirmations. It should never be a continuous basis. It should never be a continuous basis, because remember, you have a personal walk with God. And when you have a personal walk, there is nothing that he will withhold from you. He will tell you, look, that ain't the way to go. This is how you can get out of it. And this is what you need to do. You want prayer? You need a healing? You need a healing? I like when Antoine Fisher said that. You know what I'm saying? You need a healing? You need a healing? Look, God could already do that thing within you before you get to church. I'm just saying. Ask me how I know. Because he did it for me. So if I'm going up to the altar and I need somebody, I just need somebody to touch and agree with me. I ain't going up there for somebody to pour into me, because guess what? God is already pouring into me. So because he's already pouring into me and I already have that personal relationship with him, guess what? Look, I know it's better when two come in junction together, because guess what? He's always going to be in the midst. He said when two or three are gathered in his name, he'll be in the midst. So I just need him to just, come in the midst and give his little solid foundation on it. It's not that he did not tell me already. It's not that he did not tell me which way to go in the directions that he lead. But I understand when there are babes. But you got to recognize there are so many people that have been going to church all their lives and still go up to the altar and get prayed for. Sunday at the Sunday, Tuesday at the Tuesday, Wednesday at the Wednesday, or whatever your Bible study class is on. For what? You showing that you don't have a personal walk with God. And especially if you're going there to get the same prayer that is the norm. You're not even trying to allow him to heal you. You're not even trying to give him that aspect of saying, look, I need to take hold of your mind. Because it starts with your mind first, the renewing of your mind. It starts there. Your mind controls everything. Why do you say that, Divine? Hey, let's look into the natural. If there is something wrong with your brain, but your heart is still ticking, it's still dead, right? If your heart is ticking and your brain is not clicking, there's no way that a person can progress. But if your brain is still ticking and your heart, there's a comeback. There's some type of comeback that you can have. So we have to recognize the same thing that happens in the natural is the same way we recognize things happening in the spiritual. So, but the difference is in healthy detachments. And look, I'm on time. Y'all got 5 minutes left. Yay! Yep, I'm on time with it. All right, so why they get confused, but the difference is the healthy detachments, feeling, processing, and choosing. Regulations, integration. Suppression, feeling blocked, disconnected, avoidance, and fragment. The biblical parallel, this is where the great part hits. The biblical parallel, helpful reframing. This distinction aligns with a principle often missed. Suppression. Do not be anxious, misuse, or emotional denial, y'all. This can turn into denying emotional instead of transforming it. Healthy detachments is the renewing of the mind and self-control. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, which Romans 12:2 states. The fruit of the Spirit is self-control. Galatians 5:22-23. The meaning of this is emotions are present, but they are governed, not denied. The simple way to tell the difference, ask yourself this: healthy detachments. Do I feel these emotions and still feel present in my body? Suppression. Suppression. Do I feel disconnected, numb, or like I've shut down something off or shutting something off? Presence. Regulation, numbness, suppression. The one-line summary. Healthy detachment is emotional integration with choice. With suppression is emotional avoidance with disconnection. We got to realize when we release trauma, going back to the root of whatever has been going on in your life that keeps the loop, we got to recognize we must heal that first. When we heal that first, we stop the loop, and then we recognize by discerning, am I getting ready to put myself back in that state that I just brought myself from? When we transform our mind and we renew our spirit, y'all, the loop stop and we go forward with progress. Never to return backwards from where we were brought from. But we had to heal the issues and the trauma and whatever else has devastated us from beginning all the way up to the age you are now. But we must get to a place that we embody God within our inner self to be able to allow his light. This is how his light shine, because he's not going to dwell in an unclean temple. So how, if he's not dwelling there, how can the light be able to shine? He doesn't resonate with dirt, and he's not going to resonate with mess. So your light only can shine when everything has been cleared up. We got to bring our point to being able to be developed into the person that God has already seen us being in from the get-go. Remember, he already knows you. He already knows the turns that you're going to take. He already knows. That's why he gives you brand new mercies each and every day, because guess what? He already knows your outcome. But remember always, when there is no fruit, there is nothing. Please stop looking at people's ages, because God already seen it from the beginning. It's not about the age. It's about the purpose. I promise you. I promise you. When I flatlined, almost out of here, I was at the age of 38. I had to make that decision. If I was going to do the purpose of God, or if I was going to be up out of here for good. And we do have choices, y'all. All the way to the soul is out of the body. We have a choice. Will you take that choice and lined up with the purpose that God already predestined you for? And if that is so, go back and heal the root of the thing that has got you to a place that you don't understand where you are, but you do understand that where you must go. There is a purpose for each and every one of us. And we must, there is a mandate that we must be in alignment, and we must be on the road to mission. We don't have time to keep playing the same games that we played back then, because back then it's not the same thing like it is today. It's purpose, it's destiny, and its mission all must be in alignment. Until next time, this is Divine Due Diligence signing off, telling you purpose is everything. Peace, love, and namaste. Namaste means I love the God within you. Have a good day. Rest of the day. Till next time.
Well, it's time for me to sign up. I want to say peace, love, and namaste.